To your live and direct. The person I want to speak on today is Nicky Barnes. A lot of people say I'm missing out on individuals. So what I want to kind of do is touch base on these individuals. Nicky Barnes, to me, before he became a rat, it doesn't matter. We'll all understand and have the knowledge that an individual that used to have like a vicious crime wave, a vicious crime go button, has no reward, no benefit, no nothing when it comes down to what's going on today. Meaning everything behind them is irrelevant. So I want y'all to understand that Nicky Barnes was the individual that the feds sought out. They seen how he was attached to his flashy clothes. He seen how, he was a guy that made sure that he had a brand new suit on all the time. He was the individual that made sure that he was the flashiest person. And you got to remember, those type of people going to either do one or two things. One, they're going to tell because their attachment to the women, attachment to the cars, attachment to the money, attachment to the lifestyle, or they're going to be hating on their friends that they see that's out here living a good life still. And Nicky Barnes sorted out on Guy Fisher over a female. This female had listen to me. This female had no presence. When I say no presence, none to ever come between these two good men. If you know anything about Guy Fisher, you know that he was the person that owned the Apollo. So he was very well off back in them times. We talking about, what's that, 70s, 80s, a little bit of the 80s. Those were the times where drugs was just like predominantly it. So when Guy Fisher and them got caught up, they brought down a lot of people with them, and God didn't speak on nobody. But Nicky Barnes, because Guy Fisher was having sex with one of his mistresses, he was upset about it. And if you looked at Guy Fisher, you can see that Guy Fisher had a different lane. You know what I'm saying? He was a light-skinned bull. He had all the honor in the world. His tie stayed intact. And his whole demeanor gave you the understanding that, whatever it was, he was a businessman. You know what I mean? So Nicky Barnes didn't only start a bad wave, but he started a bad wave between the mafia and the black people also too. Because the black people in the mafia, they had a thing where as though at the end of the day, they was getting some money together. And Nicky Barnes messed that up because he told on so many mafia members, man. He made sure he sorted them people out. So I don't want nobody, jumping in my DM on Instagram. My Instagram is KingEarner1, KINGEARNER1. Stop jumping in my DM singing who I won't speak on. Like I'm missing these kids, visions of other dudes, like I'm hiding them. No, that's not what I'm doing here. What I'm doing is I'm trying to get these children to understand that if these guys, the ones who are in control, the ones who are kingpins, are the ones who's telling on the ones underneath of them, what you think is going to happen? It's not going to change. It's going to continue to happen. And it's going to be where you're going to see continuous guys like Guy Fisher get locked up. Think about it, man. Let's look at Guy Fisher, man. Good man. Had a good family, children and stuff like that. Women that loved him and people that loved him and family members that counted on him. But Nicky Barnes didn't care about that because you know why? Misery loves company, and you guys got to start paying attention to what's around y'all. And what's around y'all in the streets is a bunch of slimy, negative, fake guys that's all trying to reach to get to the top. And guess what? At the end of the day, there is no one going to be at the top. You know who stands at the top? The government, the federal government. They stand at the top of that, and you can't take them down. El Chapo couldn't take them down, huh? El Chapo couldn't touch him. That rat Pablo Escobar, he couldn't touch him, right? Them dudes was getting down with him. So y'all got to remove yourself and remember that life has better things for you guys, man. Y'all younger. A lot of us, people of color, black people, we've been through so much, so our youth can continue to grow, So now we have predominantly doctors and lawyers and all type of individuals that we coming up as people of color that want to help us. We got to help each other because if we don't, guess what? The mafia can always help one another. You're never going to hear about them going against each other. You're never going to hear about the government going against each other. So all of us that's out here on this land, why are we going against each other? About what? I hope not about no money that's theirs. The cash that you have, it's not about to have no value to it. So at the end of the day, I want all my youngins to make sure when you look at my video, you look at me in my eyes, and you understand that there is no honor in the streets. And at the end of the day, don't believe none of these dudes who sell you the dream. Watch out for him more than anybody. The one that's, talking all like, yeah, we're going to do this. I got this for you, youngin. No. Before you know it, you be 5 bricks in, hand in hand, bagged up work, and you ain't got a coin, you see? Stay focused and keep your minds in your books and your home and your family, and you see your little brothers, you see the other little kids out in the streets, you make sure you say, yo, don't do that, because King Ernest said don't do it. He's been through jail. He's been through all type of experiences. And anybody that knows me, they're going to say, King Ernest has never, ever continued to kick it with a guy who was a confidential informant after finding out. Even when I was in the federal prisons, I cut him off. Anybody will tell you that. No rap, no conversation. They want to send him up top, go ahead. I got no rap. I don't even know this guy anymore. Same way I'm out here in these streets. I don't deal in the streets anymore. I don't deal in drugs anymore. So it's easier for me to kind of keep my circle amongst those of honor. If you have any honor, you will show this video to your child. If you have any honor, you will allow your child to know about that drug dealer that's standing on the corner, the one who's acting like he's got all the money. You will let them know that that man financed that vehicle the same way that child can finance a vehicle after working for a nice little bit of time when he gets some pay stubs and things of this nature. So let's make sure that we tune in to the understanding of what's going on, because King Ernest going to let you know what's going on. Honorable talk will be every day. So look forward to hear something. The next guy we're going to be speaking on is that dishonorable Frank Lucas. He has no honor. Another guy that the children will look up to when they see these American gangsters. They see these things and they say, oh, he had this and he had that, because that's what they do. They throw the flashy things out to our people. Why? Genetically, we're used to flashy and good things. So we're able to grab a hold of that. They could be selling us something that ain't worth